ache.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MLB The Show 18. It's franchise mode with the Chicago White Sox. Today is the trade deadline. And today, unfortunately, we are going to be sellers. We are 50-57. We are 7 games back. If we look at the wild card race, we're 9.5 back. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to compete for our division this year, so we are going to have to be sellers. So some guys that we're going to possibly look to possibly move on for prospects, players with more years on their contract, we're going to possibly look to move Abreu. That's going to have to be a good move if we move him. Matt Davidson's an option. Joseph Lipscomb's an option. I prefer not to move him. Kevin Smith is an option. Wellington Castillo is an option. If we go to the starting rotation and whatnot, Nate Jones is an option if we need to. Luis Avalon is one. Joakim Soria is an option, and Michael Yanoa is an option. As you guys can see, Alec Hansen was called up because Ronaldo Lopez went on the DL. He has not pitched a game yet, but he has been stellar in the minor leagues. As you can see, all our starting pitchers have been a little bit colder lately. Michael Kopech 1-3. Unfortunately, he needs to get his walks down, 14 walks in 21 innings. He might have to go down. We'll see how Alec Hansen does. In other news, as you can see, Nicky Delmonico is back up. He just got back up. I think this is going to be his second game playing today. But today is going to be all about making trades. As you can see, our trade block, we have Wellington Castillo, Soria, we have Kevin Smith, Matt Davidson, and we're looking for a relief pitcher, closing pitcher, catcher, first baseman, and third baseman, and maybe some outfield. We have a lot of depth in the outfield, though, so that's not a move that I feel is necessary to make. But that is going to be our goal today, and then we're going to play a game, so we'll see what happens with the trade, guys. All right, guys, the very first move of the trade deadline that we are going to make today is honestly, I feel like, a robbery. We are trading Luis Avalon for Jake McGee. We're trading a C potential 28-year-old, 79 overall, a 4.82 ERA, 28 strikeouts and 28 innings for Jake McGee. He's 31, but his contract is locked down for the next couple of years. A 1.78 ERA, 29 strikeouts and 30 innings pitched. I feel like this is larceny, but this is a great trade for the club, and the Rockies have accepted it. I'm very thrilled with that trade here. Alright, guys, we are about to make the biggest trade at the trade deadline. We are about to trade Jose Abreu, Wellington Castillo, and Ronaldo Lopez to the Pittsburgh Pirates for first baseman Josh Bell and closing pitcher Fernando Calzado. Guys, we take a quick look at Josh Bell. He's a 79 overall, A potential, 25 years old. He's batting .324. He's bringing in runs. He's got 3 more years of contract control, and we're getting a good prospect, a top 50 overall prospect, 25 years old, A potential, 72 overall, closing pitcher. And we're giving up Jose Abreu, who has 1 more year of contract control. He's 31 years old. He's the heartbeat of the club, however. We're giving up Castillo, which is okay because we can bring up Navarez. It brings up another left-handed bat, and he's got 1 more year of contract control, but I don't want to pay $6.6 million for his service, I guess you could say. And we're going to have to give up a very good player in Ronaldo Lopez. His ERA is 4.59, but I think we could get rid of him because he's got 58 strikeouts and only 96 innings and 46 walks. So his walk versus strikeout ratio is not very good. We have a ton of starting pitching prospects. We have Alec Hansen. We can call up Dylan Cease. We have Carson Fulmer, although he's injured. We have players that we can call up. So I think this is going to be a great trade because we're not going to make the playoffs this year, and we're going to get to bring up our young guys and see how they are. And this is going to help us for next year as well. And that is officially it. It hurts me inside to trade Jose Abreu, but that is a trade that is going to make our team better. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to scan to see if there's any more activity that we could possibly make. I'm not sure if we're going to make any more deals today after making such a big splash, but we'll find out. Alright guys, we are making the last deal of the trade deadline for us. We are going to be trading right-handed pitcher and our current closer, Nate Jones, whose contract is up at the end of this year. He's 32 years old. He's almost at a 5 ERA, so it's a good time to move him. We're actually going to move the closing pitcher that we just got, the prospect, and a second baseman prospect, 20 years old, deep potential, 60 overall. I was about to say 60 years old. For a second baseman prospect, he's same age, he's the same overall, but he's a B potential. So that already there is an upgrade. And in terms of trading the prospect and Nate Jones, we're getting a year younger guy, A potential, 72 overall, Javier Izari. So I feel like this is going to be a good move for the team. We're gonna make upgrades at both second base in the infield and in closing pitching. And that is going to be the last of the trades, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get our lineup set up and whatnot, and I will show you guys, and then we're going to move into a game. We're going to see our new team and how we play together. Alright guys, that is the end of the trade deadline. As you guys can see, we're 8 games out of first place. We're 50-48, so let's take a quick look at our lineup. This is how our lineup's going to shape out. D. Gordon in right field, Tim Anderson batting second at shortstop. Josh Bell is going to actually bat cleanup in the third spot. Nicky Delmonico, Matt Davidson, Yohan Moncada, Eloy Jimenez, who in 76 at-bats is batting .316, so a good call-up. He's doing well. Joseph Lipscomb and Ovar Navarez is going to bat against right-handed batters with Saladino Garcia, Smith, and Engel on the bench. We look at the starting rotation and the bullpen. Lucas Giolito, Carlos Rodon, Michael Kopech, Alec Hansen, and Dane Dunning are going to be the 5 guys in the starting rotation. Bullpen does get a shakeup. Jake McGee has become our closer. Xavier Cedeno is actually going to rotate with Infante in the setup role. It's going to depend on who's pitching and who's batting and whatnot. We called up Izari. He's going to be up on the team. He's going to make his MLB debut. We'll see how he does. We have guys in the minors that we can call up, such as Farquhar, Minyea, Gibbons, if we need to. Michael Yanoa and Rob Scahill still in the bullpen in the long reliever role. So we're going to go ahead and play today's game against the Kansas City Royals. We're at home. Alec Hansen is making his major league debut. Should be a good game. Alrighty guys, we are here live at Guaranteed Rate Field. Today's game is against the Kansas City Royals. We are just 1 day removed from the trade deadline. It's a new looking ball club for the Chicago White Sox. Their clubhouse leader, Jose Abreu, is no longer with the team. Veterans like Nate Jones have been moved out. Luis Avalon have moved out. And today, Alec Hansen is making his major league debut. That's going to be part of the rebuild. Hopefully he's going to be able to do well, stay with the club this year, and be a big piece of the team next year, trying to contend and get into the playoffs and eventually winning the World Series. So he's going to get his first chance against Whit Merrifield. He's going to be batting .309 so far this season, a very solid batting average for the second baseman of the Kansas City Royals. And as always, guys, we're going to show you the very first pitch of the game, and Alex Hansen's first pitch in his major league career. Unfortunately, he's unable to get it as a strike. Probably got those nerves in him, and he's going to throw the first pitch of his career as ball 1. And there it is, everybody. Alec Hansen's first major league strikeout against Mike Moustakas, one of the great hitters in our game, the third baseman for the Kansas City Royals. And he puts him down on strikes. As you can see here, it was a beautiful pitch. It was a curveball, 76 miles per hour for his first career strikeout. And this is Josh Bell's first at-bat as a member of the White Sox, guys. as he fouls it off to the right side on the first pitch he sees. He's excited to get his first at-bat underway as a member of the Chicago White Sox. He's got Tim Anderson on first base. A possible stealing threat, but it unfortunately looks like it might be a double play. It is not, and they throw the ball away. And unfortunately, he is thrown out at second base trying to advance on the wild throw, and that is going to end the first inning.
But it bounces off the wall, so only one run scores. And now a chance for his buddy to return the favor and bring in one or maybe two.
Hit hard towards center. And that's in there. Base hit. The runner from second crosses the plate. It's a 7-3 ball game.
No mistake what he was sitting on. Fastball middle of the plate, kept his hands back, stayed through the baseball, and delivers a hard hit line drive. Right there, worked himself into a nice situation, got on base right there. Now first and third, rolls the lineup over. Top of the order is licking its chops.
Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. A tag from Perez. He's out at the plate. Kansas City, Alex Gordon. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far.
Alex Gordon.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. He'll start him with a fastball down and in for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 home is taken. Strike one.
Look out, 1-1.
The 1-1 is a low changeup that's laid off.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Now the 2-1 pitch is looked at for ball 3.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you could do with that slider breaking down unless you can catch it way out front and hook it down the line. You see a lot of swinging misses on those.
Jimenez is right there, 1 down. Down for the second out, and now they're down to their final try. So next to the plate for the Royals, Paulo Orlando, 0 for 2, but with 2 RBIs in this one. First delivery to him on the way. Swung on.
And there it is, guys. That is going to be the final out of the game. A huge victory for the Chicago White Sox, who took advantage of poor pitching on the end of the Kansas City Royals and extremely poor fielding for the Kansas City Royals, who had 4 errors. It was a great game for the Chicago White Sox. They really played as a team. They had a ton of hits. They played really wise. It was a fantastic game for the Chicago White Sox today.
From our partners Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB The Show.
As you see the final line score, guys, 12-17-0 for the White Sox, 6-13-4 for the Kansas City Royals. I apologize for my horrible English. Let's take a quick look at the highlights of the game. There were plenty. In the top of the first, Bonifacio lined to left for a single, getting the first run of the game off Alec Hansen, making the score 1-0. In the bottom of the second, Nicky Delmonico homered to center field to right field, getting an RBI, making the score 2-1, cutting the lead in half. A big home run for Nicky Delmonico, just getting back from injury. Then Jimenez had a huge night for the White Sox. This was his first home run of the night. In the bottom of the second, a 2-run home run, making the score 3-2 for the White Sox, taking the lead. And then Makata doubled to center, bringing in a run, making the score 5-3 for the White Sox. As you see, just off the top of the wall, Alex Gordon unable to reach it. Throwing it back in, getting a double, getting a run in, making it 5-3. And then Bell, line to right for a single, getting 2 RBIs out of this, making the score 9-3 in only the bottom of the 4th inning. Perez on the other side of the board for the Royals had a huge night, getting 4 hits, and this was one of them, a home run to left field, a solo shot, making the score 9-4. And then Jimenez, like I said before, had a home run. Here's another one, a 3-run shot to left field. A whopping 481 feet, making the score 12-5. Almost up onto the concourse up there at Guaranteed Rate Field. And then Gordon lined into a double play here in a great throw, as you can see, by Jorge Soler, throwing out our runner at home. Double play, keeping the score 12-5 in the bottom of the 5th. And then, top of the 9th, Orlando flied out to left field for the final out of the game, sealing a 12-6 victory for the Chicago White Sox in a lopsided victory. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. An amazing game by the White Sox. Eloy Jimenez had 7 RBIs. If we take a quick look at his stats, in 22 games he's batting .338, 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. Amazing start for Eloy Jimenez in his young and early career as a member of the Chicago White Sox. We got the September call-ups coming up, guys. That's probably going to be in the next video. There's a plenty of guys that we're going to be bringing up, hopefully. Guys like Blake Rutherford might get a call-up. Jake Berger, Luis Robert, Manny Ramirez. Ryan Cordell will likely come back. He's been hot in the minor leagues. And that goes for pitching, too. We could see Dylan Cease come up. We could see someone like Alec Asher possibly come up. So there's a lot coming up. I know we're not going to make the playoffs this season, and it's disappointing, but there is plenty more in store for this season, moving into the off season and free agency. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and we will see you next episode.